always seems like we lose a famous soul right before year's end. Just as we were reeling from soccer star Pele's death, word came that legendary journalist Barbara Walters passed away at 93. Now, the morning after, we've also learned that Pope Benedict XVI has also died.
Barbara Walters was a trailblazer. Walters opened the door for the acceptance of women in television news. She had a knack for asking tough questions.
You've given women in your country their human rights. Mm-hmm. What about equal in intelligence?
Well, there are cases. Sure. You can always have some exceptions and find fantastic women.
Here and there.
But yes, but on the average...
You are all often described as famous for being famous. You don't really act. You don't sing. You don't dance. You don't have any, forgive me, any talent.
Miss Walters began her broadcasting career in 1961 as a reporter and writer for NBC's Today, doing fluff pieces like attending Playboy Bunny School.
I felt pretty awkward. After all, I'm not a bunny. I'm a reporter for the National Broadcasting Company.
Her big break came during coverage of the JFK assassination.
These are the honor guards who have been guarding the casket of President Kennedy.
It was then Walters became the on-air sidekick of host Hugh Downs and later Frank McGee. The venerable journalist McGee, however, was also a misogynist. He made executives allow Walters one question only after he had asked 3 when interviewing guests. She circumnavigated the restriction by scoring her own interviews. Following McGee's death in 1974, Walters was promoted to co-host, the first woman to have the job. She left Today in 1976 when ABC offered her an unprecedented $1 million salary to become the first female evening news co-anchor, alongside Harry Reasoner, who did not want a partner.
Kept time on your stories and mine tonight. You owe me 4 minutes.
The contentious anchor pairing bombed 2 years later, and the newswoman moved on to anchoring the Barbara Walters specials, 10 Most Fascinating People, and 2020. She interviewed every U.S. president and first lady since the Nixons. The famous broadcaster even made her way in daytime, launching The View in 1997. Walters then scored the most watched TV news interview of all time when she sat down with President Clinton's mistress, Monica Lewinsky, in 1999.
You showed the President of the United States your thong underwear. Where did you get the nerve? I mean, who does that?
Barbara Walters left The View in 2014, where she was sent off by some of the biggest female news broadcasters and media personalities in the industry, including Oprah. The veteran journalist retired from ABC in 2015. Her last interview was with presidential candidate Donald Trump. Barbara Walters' final public appearance was in 2016.
Walters leaves behind an adopted daughter. Now to the passing of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI at 95. It's not too much of a surprise as he had been in ill health for some time.
Born in 1927 in Germany, Joseph Ratzinger was an accomplished theologian, pianist, and priest. In 2005, the 78-year-old Ratzinger was elected leader of the Roman Catholic Church following beloved Pope John Paul II's death.
They're reporting Blanco, white.
Ratzinger's papal name became Benedict XVI. Benedict had a different styles than Popes John Paul before him and Francis after him. He wasn't a globe-trotter media star or populist. Benedict was more of an academic type. He sought to teach and rekindle theology in the world that was drifting away from Christian faith. In that same vein, he steered the Catholic Church in a more traditional and conservative direction, which alienated progressive leaders. The pontiff presided over a church divided between liberal and progressive doctrines. Moreover, he was lauded for mishandling rampant instances of childhood sexual abuse within the church. The 265th Pope stunned the world in 2013 when he announced he'd be the first in 600 years to resign the papacy, after only 8 years on the job. The octogenarian religious leader cited loss of stamina and advanced age as his reasoning. Benedict was succeeded by the more populist and progressive Pope Francis.
Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI funeral will be held on Thursday at St. Peter's Square, according to Yahoo News. This will be an unprecedented event, as a very much alive Pope Francis will preside over the funeral of his predecessor. Two big losses, Barbara Walters and Pope Benedict XVI, right as the year comes to a close. Zion the Lion for Channel Z.